Hi, welcome to Two Batches.
Two Batches Cooking is about home style with ease.
I'm Maria.
And I'm Rosemary.
Welcome in.
Let's go inside and get started. Amen, sister.
Amen.
Woo! Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is Halloween today.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And I don't know if you can see our attempt at Halloween decorations behind small, tiny pumpkins. So Halloween kind of kicks off the holiday season. And when I think of the holidays, I think of pies. And my grandmother was a huge pie fan, loved pies. And so I'm going to do a pumpkin, she called it two things, pumpkin souffle pie and pumpkin parfait pie. It's nothing really souffle about it. It's more of a parfait pie. And what this is, it's going to be a pumpkin pie with in a pre-baked crust, and then you put it in the refrigerator and it chills. And why I like this pie is that it's a pumpkin flavor kind of mixed in with some melted ice cream and chilled. So for your people who don't love the heavy, dense pumpkin, this is a perfect pie.
That sounds great.
It is really good.
That sounds really good. Well, I am going to make a recipe that my mom had. She got a pie crust recipe from a good friend of hers, Shirley, and it's a non-rollout crust.
Wait, Shirley was the wife of
my dad's Army buddy.
Right, so yep. Maria's dad is a World War II vet, and they stayed in touch with all their vets all the way up till everyone died.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
It was a very close-knit group.
Yeah.
So I grew up knowing Shirley and Don, and back in the day before internet, before emails, people sent each other recipes. They'd include a recipe in a birthday card or just a thinking of you card. So I have this recipe. It's a no rollout pie crust. You mix everything in the dish, you press it out, and you bake it. And then I'm going to fill it with a orange, my mom called it orange pie, but it has
easy enough
sour cream, Cool Whip, Jell-O, mandarin oranges, and then you set it in the refrigerator and let it set up. So
sounds good.
We're gonna have some pie.
Yay. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is the crust for the pumpkin parfait pie. And so you just need to have a baked shell basically. And you can do that however you want. And I'll put up this recipe on our Facebook page for this crust. But essentially I made this crust. This is the dough. It sits in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours, but this has been sitting overnight. And we roll it out. So here we go. So I'm not an expert dough roller, but I do okay. So I'm pretty amateur at this, so hopefully people will forgive me. Okay, so we've been rolling this out. It's gotten to be about the size that we need it to be. It's about 1/4 inch thick. And this is the most amazing pan. See, the bottom comes out. It's a quiche pan from Williams-Sonoma, and it just works perfectly. So this is gonna fit into there. I have it buttered, slightly buttered, lightly buttered. And we just drop the dough right in. And this is a super easy crust. And again, I'll post the recipe. And so then I just go around, and it's got these kind of little bit fluted edges. So I go around and fill in make sure that the dough is stuck in there. Just go and kind of even this out by pushing down the sides. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not into perfect pies here. This is just artisan style. Kind of make sure that these are all about the same height if you can. You don't have to make sure the dough is perfect. So that's it. And then what I'm gonna do is poke the bottom. And this actually sits in the refrigerator for 1 hour before we pull it out and bake it. Okay, so this pie crust is ready to go in and be baked. So it's been in the fridge for an hour, and we're gonna put some foil, and then I've got this pie weight chain. So this goes in, and we're gonna bake it at 400 for 20 minutes like this. And then after 20 minutes, we're gonna take it out and remove the foil and let it bake for 10 more minutes. So 30 minutes total. Okay, great, so this is the filling for the pumpkin parfait pie. So 2/3 cup of brown sugar packed, gelatin, 1 envelope of gelatin. So this is also pandemic craziness. I don't know why, but gelatin is like super hard to come by in the pandemic. So, okay, so gelatin. And then this is the spice mix. So here there is half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, and a half a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just sticking that in there. And then really, this is 3/4 cup of water. We're gonna turn this on, and then we let it boil. So as you can see, we're just turn it on high, and we're letting this dissolve. And we're gonna let it boil. Okay, so this is boiling now, as you can see, and it smells great. And so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit to medium, and here's where we add in the pumpkin and the parfait magic. This is 1 pint of vanilla ice cream. So we're going to plop that in there, and this is a can of pumpkin, basically. So just a regular size, I don't know how many ounces this is, 15-ounce can of pumpkin. It's a beautiful color. I love that pumpkin color. So that goes in.
It smells like the holidays.
I know it does. And then just turn this down a little bit. There's no reason for it to boil. And then you just wait till this is all melted and all incorporated. We can come back for that. All right, so everything is now melted and incorporated. As you can see, it's a gorgeous color. And it is like, take that, pumpkin chai latte, right? This is like way better, way better. So now what we're gonna do with this is this has to be put in the refrigerator until, in my grandma's recipe, it says until it mounds. So I guess that means that, I was like, does it mound up? And is that why they call it souffle? But it doesn't mound up. It's just, I think it just means until it kind of looks like it's becoming a little bit more solid. Okay, so this goes off. That's not too hot. So we're just gonna pour this. You can see the gorgeous color and you can see the consistency. Oh my gosh, yum. And then we're just gonna cover it with cellophane and leave it in the refrigerator till it mounds. I say typically it's about 2-ish hours, 1 hour, 2 hours. The thing is, once you pour this in the baked shell, it's gonna be in the freezer, in the refrigerator anyway, so I don't think you have to worry too much about how moundy it is. So the pie shell has been in the oven for a total of 30 minutes. We are getting it out. So you can see why I love this pan, because the pie shell just pulls right away from it.
Oh yeah.
And so we're gonna let it cool on this rack for about 15 minutes before we fill it. Okay, so this has had a chance to cool. And I'm gonna show you why I love this plate, because you just essentially go like this. God, isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
Yeah, so I love these things. And now we're gonna, the filling has been in the fridge for a while, and we're gonna see if it's mounded. Okay, I guess that's kind of like, yep, you can see it. So we're gonna pour this right into the pie shell. And just get it all in there. Wiggle it all in place.
Looks beautiful.
Yep, kind of get it all in place. And then really, this sits in the fridge. So 3 hours to overnight, but I would say the best thing to do is to put it in overnight. So I'm just gonna stick this paper right back on top of it. Kind of gently, it'll touch the top a little bit. This goes into the fridge for 3 hours to overnight, and then you take it out and it's chow time. Perfect.
Okay, so now this is the no rollout pie crust. So I have some oil with a couple tablespoons of milk that I'm just gonna mix together. And in the pie dish, I have 2 cups of flour and a couple tablespoons of sugar. So you just put the oil and the milk mixture in, and you just start stirring. And this is going to be for the crust for the orange pie. So you just have to get it, just keep stirring. It will get all mixed together. And it's kind of, as you can see, starting to solidify some. So once it gets all mixed together, you just take your hands and press it around the pie dish on the sides. All right, so once it's evenly spread out and through the pan, I push it up on the sides a little higher than you would want it, but then I'm just taking my finger and making a decorative edge. Now you do have to use a fork and prick this before you bake it, but it doesn't require or suggest using pie weights of any type or beans or whatever you use when you make just a pie crust shell. So,
gosh, super easy.
I'm gonna do the sides as well. But this is, I mean, within easily, it'd take you longer to measure everything out than it does to put it in the pie crust and get it. So we're gonna stick this in the oven at 425 for 15 minutes, and then I'll be back to make the orange filling. All right, so I have a small tub of Cool Whip and 1 cup of sour cream in here. And I'm gonna add 1 small package of orange Jell-O. So you wanna stir it well. And so then I have the
Look how that came out.
no roll pie crust.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I'm going to put the,
Wow, that looks really dreamsicle-like.
it does, it smells like a dreamsicle.
Yeah.
So you do want to make sure that you let the pie crust cool before you fill it. I'm gonna spread it around. And then I have a can of mandarin oranges.
Impossible to find in the pandemic.
These are a popular item these days. And this is, even though citrus is kind of thought of as a summery thing, it is a lighter pie, so if you wanted to make it for the holidays, for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and really all the citrus is coming in now, so
right,
it's very holiday focused, I think.
Mm-hmm. So, gosh, these are huge mandarin orange slices. So I think I'm just gonna set this in the refrigerator. It can sit overnight. I think you need about a half an hour for it to set up, and then it's time to eat.
Yummy. So here we are, pies part 1.
Woohoo!
Pumpkin
It's
parfait.
beautiful.
Yep.
Look at that crust with the quiche pan. It's just unbelievable.
Perfect.
It's picture
and
perfect.
This come out perfect, and this is the no roll easy crust. So let's try the pumpkin parfait, and we'll try the orange.
I just tried the orange. Okay.
Pumpkin parfait is really, really good.
The no roll crust is like almost like a sugar cookie type.
Like a sablé. A sablé.
What she said.
Let me try the orange one.
Isn't it like
oh my God, so much flavor.
Mm-hmm.
The crust is great.
The pumpkin, I love pumpkin pie, but this is like a step up.
Yeah, and so the crust on the orange one is like almost shortbready.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little crumbly, but it's just, I think, which makes it taste better, not but. It makes it taste better.
Yeah.
Oh. And rosé with our pies.
Of course, rosé. Woo!
Cheers. Oh my God.
Oh, this is just wonderful.
Again, again, this pumpkin is for people who prefer more of a lighter Chivani taste than like a
solid,
right,
packed. But yeah, I don't know. It's great.
Really great.
Well, follow Two Batches on Facebook. Watch us on YouTube. We'll put the recipes up and
Let us make these.
Yeah, make them. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah.